Arsene Wenger's memory might be going, but his appetite for a scrap remains as sharp as ever. Age concern probably wouldn't approve of two OAPs going toe-to-toe on a freezing winter's night. Newsgroup newspapers limited Alexis Sanchez salvaged 3 points for Arsenal with second-half brace, but football's oldest bosses with a combined age of 138 showed that they are not ready for the pipe and slippers just yet. Wenger, a sprightly 68, equaled Sir Alex Ferguson's 810-game record as a Premier League manager with his 468th Arsenal victory. 70-year-old Roy Hodgson did his level best to deny the young whippersnapper the victory he craved to mark his latest milestone. Fergie was 71 when he finally called it a day as Manchester United boss, but there is no sign of these pugnacious pensioners following him into retirement just yet. The Chilean gave veteran keeper Speroni the eyes to fire Arsenal 2 goals clear, and Ross Townsend hit a cracker to bring Crystal Palace level, yet you have to wonder just how more of this torture Wenger can put himself through after another 90 minutes suffering on the sidelines. Alexis Sanchez's 2 goals in 4 second-half minutes finally settled matters for the visitors and ensured that they are no longer closer to bottom-of-the-table Swansea than they are to Premier League leaders Manchester City. But it was far straightforward from a team who remained 6th in the table and still 23 points adrift of Pep Guardiola's Invincibles. Jose Mourinho has been derided for claiming that £300 million is no longer enough in the transfer market for a team with ambitions of winning the Premier League. Alexis Sanchez scores second goal for Arsenal, but his teammates don't celebrate with him. Shkodran Mustafi gave Arsenal the lead after being in the right place at the right time. The Germany international celebrates after firing Arsenal ahead, and his comments predictably generated little sympathy from Wenger, who was quick to point out that he has been outspent by his title rivals for years. But that simply highlights the difference between a manager who is still desperate to win major trophies and another who gave up competing for the top honors a long time ago. Wenger's greatest accomplishment these past 10 years has been conditioning his employers to believe that it is unrealistic to expect Arsenal to win the league or the Champions League. Just like the manager, the directors have also settled for a top 4 finish and the occasional cup run. Wenger had declared on the eve of this match that he would be playing with 4 at the back for the foreseeable future. Yet just 24 hours later, he had clearly forgotten what he had said and reverted to a back 3. Alexis Sanchez was the difference when he scored 2 inside 5 minutes. Interactive stats. Click on the categories to find out how the teams fared. That meant an unexpected recall for Callum Chambers, his first Premier League appearance in an Arsenal shirt since the 4-3 defeat by Liverpool on the opening day of last season. It was only after April's dreadful 3-0 defeat at Selhurst Park that Wenger had instigated the change in defensive shape. And he was clearly wary of history repeating itself against a Palace team unbeaten in their previous 8 games, their best ever run in the Premier League. The Eagles have been playing with such confidence lately that they are virtually unrecognizable as the team who lost their first 7 fixtures without scoring a single goal. With Christian Benteke returning from suspension to lead their attack, there was never any question of them simply sitting back and getting everyone behind the ball. Wilfried Zaha and Andros Townsend were clearly under orders to get at Arsenal's wingbacks and ask early questions of their nervous opponents. Interactive line UPS. Click on a player's number below to see their stats, yet their bold approach left them vulnerable to an Arsenal team who were always going to dominate possession. And they were made to pay for allowing the visitors to get so comfortable when they fell behind to Shkodran Mustafi's 24th-minute goal. Mesut Ozil's pass to Alexander Lacazette gave Arsenal's £52 million record signing the opportunity to turn inside Jeffrey Schlupp and launch a powerfully struck shot. Crystal Palace gave Arsenal a late scare with James Tompkins' header. Palace keeper Julian Speroni did well to beat away Lacazette's effort but was powerless to prevent Mustafi from sweeping the follow-up inside his near post with an impressively assured finish. Lacazette almost doubled Arsenal's lead after jinking his way past 3 defenders, and Ozil's surging run and layoff was just beyond the reach of Hector Bellerin as the Gunners looked to turn the screw. It was all too much for the petulant Zaha, who was booked for berating referee Michael Oliver as the teams left the pitch at halftime and sarcastically applauded the official when the yellow card was brandished in his direction. Arsene Wenger is still struggling to undo his zip after 20 years on the Arsenal touchline. The defender attempts to rally his teammates to find a late equalizer, but whatever the wily Hodgson said to his star player during the interval clearly worked. For within 4 minutes of the restart, the fired-up Zaha laid on the perfect cutback for Townsend to sweep Palace back onto level terms. Arsenal, though, were not going to ruin their manager's big night and regained the lead in the 62nd minute when Lacazette pounced on Schlupp's weak header and teed up Sanchez for an unstoppable shot inside Speroni's near post. News Group Newspapers Limited. Jack Wilshere put in yet another strong performance from midfield. 4 minutes later the Chilean superstar pounced again, killing Jack Wilshere's perfect pass with his first touch and rolling the ball past the advancing Speroni with his second. James Tompkins briefly raised Palace hopes when he headed in from an 89th-minute corner, but it wasn't enough to halt Arsenal. Sanchez will be free to start negotiating with foreign clubs from Monday and shows no sign of extending his contract. Arsene Wenger's battles with his coach continued. Wenger had allowed him to return to South America over Christmas in a desperate attempt to get himself into the striker's good books. But Sanchez wants to win serious silverware before he hangs up his boots, and he knows he is not going to do that with a manager who has settled for second best. Midweek Roundup. Watch all the best action from the midweek Premier League fixtures.